Welcome to Deep Dive Daily.
Andy, good morning. Looks like you're out in a lovely park in God's country. Um, I, I guess. Oh, look at that! We're touching some trees, touching some grass today. Good job by you. I know from talking to you, it sounds like it is officially summer in your neck of the woods. School's out. If you haven't already, you should annually watch Dazed and Confused this time of year to really get yourself into the summer mindset. That's my recommendation for the day.
That is a good one. You know what I was thinking? I didn't
What's
think
that?
you were gonna. I had no inkling that you were gonna say this, but I was thinking meatballs.
Meatballs. Yeah, that's kind of a good midsummer movie for me.
I get that song in my head a lot. Are you ready for the summer?
Oh, that's a good call. I forgot it starts that way.
We might need to quickly rank summer camp movies.
I think it's real quick. You know why? Because there's like 2 that are watchable.
No,
real quick. Maybe 3.
Wet Hot American Summer.
Is there a third?
Camp Nowhere.
That's for kids. Come on.
I know, but it's still watchable.
Good Christopher Lloyd performance in that.
Very good Christopher Lloyd performance. I can't name any of the kids in it. I don't think any of them went on to do anything big. All right, maybe I just have 3.
Well, there's Parent Trap. I think would count, but it's not really my demographic.
Are we talking the old one with the weird, poodle cuts, or are we talking Lindsay Lohan?
Either one, both. They both have camp scenes that are pretty, canonical for camp movies. I think
Camp Nowhere has a very good third act where they pull it all off and it all comes together, which is what you need in a youth movie.
I went Dazed and Confused for my summer kickoff largely because the opening scene in that where they play the School's Out for Summer by Alice Cooper is pretty iconic. And you know what the best is? You know what the best is? The lead into that scene where the
Sweet Emotion.
teacher. That's the start. Yeah, that's the start of the movie. But the lead in where the teacher's like, when you're celebrating bicentennial this summer, don't forget it's because a bunch of slave owning rich guys didn't want to pay their taxes. Yeah, that's pretty excellent.
That sound at the beginning of Sweet Emotion.
Yeah.
You know the big drumstick they use on a bass drum?
Yeah.
That has the fuzz on it. That's Perry rubbing that on like guitar strings. Apparently.
Oh, that's very cool.
It's a crazy noise.
I had no idea.
I mean, obviously, Dazed and Confused is A1 GOAT.
It's probably for me as a it's a generational thing. So if you're younger than us, then you just don't get it.
Banyan, I hate that guy.
Banyan, God, yes. I gotta ask you. I'll ask you a question in a second. I think I know the answer already, but I'm just curious what you're gonna say. But for me, Dazed and Confused is an all-time top 5. Mostly just because generationally it hit at the sweet spot at the right time when I saw it, who did you most closely associate with of all the characters in Dazed and Confused? You kind of seem like a Dom to me. It's pretty obvious, I think.
Yeah. Man, Cole Hauser was good at that. No, it's the guy, I came here to kick some ass and chew bubble gum. I'm all out of gum.
Yeah.
Let's do man dance. He takes his shit out. No, I think that's making cats. Oh, God, that's such a funny scene. No, it's I want to dance. It's God, what is his name?
Famous that guy.
Actor. No, it's not him. But I do love when they're just everybody else is like, talking girls in the party, and they're like, wasn't he on the Warren Commission? They give him just the nerdiest lines. It's great.
Yeah, that guy. He gets his ass kicked, which I also enjoyed. Did
you catch the? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I think I already knew the answer that you're a Dom, but that's good confirmation.
I was a little bit of a McConaughey, not because he was a creeper, but because
you and Peter Schiff.
Yeah. Oh no.
He falls for the redhead girls when I was in college.
I have a sickness when it comes to redheads. I mean, it is an addiction. I've made my wife dye her hair several times red.
I like that. Very good. Good work.
Memories. Anyway, did you catch the sports last night? Nope, there weren't any. I don't know why they don't just get together, have a hockey game and a basketball game every other day for 2 weeks.
Doesn't seem hard.
I guess there was the USA getting. People are commenting on the USA getting the shit kicked out of them by Switzerland.
Oh my God, that was not fun.
Yeah, it is Marissa Ribisi. Good call, Frank. But the thing is, like, if you follow soccer, if you talk to somebody who follows soccer, like that wasn't even the B squad. We threw out
for us or for them.
Yes, for us.
Was it the B squad for them? I didn't recognize any of those guys.
No, I mean, well, I think it was like their B squad or C squad, but at the same time, it wasn't great. And also, I'm not sure why you schedule these if you're not going to get some guys that might even like. It sounded like most of the people that played aren't even really going to be subs or something when it comes to the big dance. So, like, I don't know why you schedule these if you're not going to get some guys experience that matter. But what are you going to do?
Okay. I did not know this, but Ndoye is one of Switzerland's best players.
I'm not caught up on international soccer at all.
Yeah. What part of Switzerland is he from? I'm just curious.
The mountains.
The mountains. He's not. He seems like a Basel kind of guy. Anyway, there was no sports on yesterday. Baseball has not captured my imagination yet this summer, even close.
You know what catches my imagination much more than Major League Baseball is the Jello shot thing for college baseball. 100 times more entertaining than any baseball game. Well, and I kind of paid attention to the Twins game a little for the first time in ever, and they got just shit hammered by the Rangers. I'm like, well, this isn't fun.
This is no fun. Yeah. Corbin Carroll continues to flirt with being like the third choice for MVP in the National League. I don't think there's any real world where he moves to first. So
I know. I wish we'd have taken an each way.
I know, or just cashed out at some point when he was a lot shorter than 40-1. All that said, there's some tennis on. It's on grass. It has also failed to really capture my imagination so far, largely because the French Open was so good. This has been a really tough transition. Although, thank you to Miss Emma Navarro for really digging in and fighting back from 4-2 down in the tiebreaker in the second to force a third set, because I think all of us on Earth had that over today, and we're disappointed at the 1-6 performance from her in the first set. So excited that that's going to go. Karolina Mukova getting tested right now in London. And by the way, I just wanted a little quick note for you, Andy. We mentioned it, I think, on Monday. I was surprised that they're playing women's tennis in London. This one caught me by surprise. Did you know that this is the first ladies Queen's Club championship in quite a while? It's not the first ever, but it's the first in a while. The history is fucking wild on this. Queen's Club, of course, for the men's side is one of the most, I think it's one of the best non-slams on the tennis calendar. They give this absolutely absurdly large trophy. If you've never seen it, go look up the Feli Lopez holding up the trophy. Yeah, that one was quite hilarious because he does like the trick where he holds it up like a fish, and you put the trophy closer to the camera and it makes it look even more ridiculous. But like,
oh, look how big my phone is.
Yeah, the Queen's Club championship is the women's tournament is back after, I believe, an 86-year hiatus. This is the 122nd edition on the men's side, and it's the first women's tournament in 86 years. So why they elected to pause the women's around, that would be around like a little after World War II and now bring it back, who knows? But glad that they're playing a good women's tournament on grass instead of there's usually a throwaway this week, like Mallorca or something, where they're just really all on vacation and nobody really cares.
I was going to say some of these when you get the combination of it's a week, right after a major or slam rather, and you go to a place like that, it does become total Fortinet. Like, hey, we're in Napa playing golf, guys. It's this is a vacation trip, and that's a problem when you go to Majorca like the week after you've played Wimbledon at that point, or excuse me, the French Open. But grass season starts. Not my favorite season, honestly. I love Wimbledon. I like the pomp and circumstance. You can't have one without the other, obviously. But I do like all of. I do like it's like trials and tribulations.
I only like the pomp personally.
No one's ever had just tribulations. But I do love that. I don't care for the rest of the grass season for the most part.
There's been 0.0 takeaways so far.
Draft rumors, not much yet. I've heard a little bit here and there, but nothing really actionable that we.
Super weird shit. You know why there's no NBA draft rumors that are worth a damn, is because the Spurs apparently are in the mix for trading for everyone good, and presumably that would include a package that has either the 2nd or the 14th pick. It's tough to say. Last night there was a runaway. Last night there was a runaway better for Durant's next team, Spurs. Yeah. And digging in a little bit, apparently the package is now. Hold on to your seats here. The package is Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, and the number 14 pick going back to the Suns. My goodness gracious, Suns just absolutely fleecing the Spurs for Kevin Durant. Not really. But he's a distressed asset, and he only has 1 year, and he's a little bit of a hard gun, as you might have kind of already surmised.
Owner's always been, he's got a history of making sound decisions.
Yeah. At least he's not giving away more future assets to try to salvage whatever this experiment was.
No, to be fair, it's probably the right move to get rid of him.
Yeah, it was probably the right move to fire Mike Budenholzer after what he did last year. Yeah, I mean, he's making some good decisions now. I don't mind. But yeah, no, the real, there's no certainty at the top for sure. I would say that the market, anyone that's offering odds right now is going to take a loss. I think the market is not correct at all at the top. It could be wildly more chaotic than anyone thinks. And I, for one, don't know that there's an easy or obvious place to slot Mr. Ace Bailey. I definitely don't know that he's a surefire top 5 guy, at least based on what I'm hearing. So, yeah, the intrigue starts with who picks second. Is it the Spurs? And because it seems pretty likely to be Harper. It's just not clear if Harper is going to the Spurs or not. So, fascinating, Andy. Nothing else really going on. I played the Thunder tonight. I laid the 5.5. I think the Thunder are going to lock this in. I'm not exactly sure what the Pacers do to turn the tide. We saw the best
of it already. Yeah, it does feel like a gentleman's sweep that goes 1 and then 4 straight games seems rare.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
I might have to see if there's like I wonder if NBA Reference has that, or if anyone has.
We should just ask ChatGPT. I'm sure you'll get the right answer.
Oh my God, they'll be like, yes, when the New York Liberty played the New Jersey Nets, and
when the Washington Generals beat the Harlem Globetrotters in the first game of the finals, everyone thought maybe this was the year, and it wasn't. They ended up losing 4 straight to the Harlem.
Have you ever seen the Globetrotters?
On like Sesame Street.
No, but like I've seen them in person.
I have not.
I was not like super excited, but my daughter was singing the national anthem, so we had to go, and get banged. Like it was awesome. Like I would for sure go to that again.
Cool.
It was way cooler than I thought it was going to be.
Cool. All right. You got any golf?
I did see them on. They were on Scooby Doo a bunch. I do have some golf.
Scooby Doo.
I don't know.
What's your current? Give me your current temperature on how we're feeling cheering for the course, because there's been a lot of content out there that's gotten me excited about the way that this course is playing.
So it's not just the rough too. These greens are the stimp meter is a measurement. So how they measure stimp, they have a ramp, they roll the ball down it, they measure how far it went, they do it a bunch of times. They go to that average spot. They go to that average spot where they measure to, they turn it around, do it the other way. They average that all out, and there's some math, and that's your stimp. So it's basically like, if I roll a ball at a standard speed, how far will it go? So These are running at 14.5. A lot of greens you're playing on 10, you know, and
I don't play golf.
You know, well, I'm talking to the listener, but you know,
okay.
like 11 or 12 is 12 and a half is quick. So these are lightning quick. It's gonna be a huge pain in the butt. Wait, Drew's on OKC? I think he's being facetious.
I lost a little bit of confidence after game 1, but I'm fully back in. I just don't know what the Pacers do to adjust. I'm not seeing it.
I didn't think you were going to full heel turn on him there, but no. I don't know. So the DraftKings has the winning score at 278.5, juice to the under, minus 140. So that implies the split is 1.5 strokes under par, but it's juice to the under. So you're implying like a 2 under winner. And it might depend on some of the rain, but we talked about that. I talked about that to Noonan. It rains. Well, that softens up the greens. Not really. If it rains between rounds, they have the sub air. They can dry the fuckers out. And the greens can be lightning fast all week unless it's raining during the round. Then it'll soften up a bit. But at the same time, you lose rollout. And it's a long course, too. So, like, rain might not be great for lower scores either. I do think you end up somewhere between even par and -3, depending on if they do mow the rough on Friday or not. But there's some decent winds too. And yeah, exactly, Mark. The rough will be wet. The rough's already impossible. So I'm cheering for the course. And I didn't have a lot of confidence in my card, but I ended up playing Rahm just because I ended up looking at him enough. And the number's probably right for a guy who's playing well enough to win at a place like this. He hasn't done anything really wrong in the majors besides not putting together that 4th round. So if he puts 4 together, he can win. And then I played long shots. Connors, Matsuyama, Harris English, bunch of top 20s. I played Phil Mickelson, top 40, and Phil Mickelson, best lefty. Because right now, the Scotsman, why can't I think of his name? Somebody help me with that.
Was Bobby Mack?
Yeah, Bobby McIntyre. Robert McIntyre. He's your favorite at like 2.5. So okay. I played Phil at 5-1 for top lefty and 2-1 to top 40. And guess what guy in the chat who I can't remember who it was? I played Victor Perez, top 40 at 210. He popped in a couple things I did. And Emiliano Grillo, 210 to be top 40 as well. He's maybe I mean Either Phil plays well because he's smart.
Phil does pretty well at the U.S. Open, just traditionally, if what I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm not.
He's won this event many times, right?
See, I think if he makes the cut, he's top 40. Like it's because he's playing smart.
Phil Mickelson, we're talking about. Phil Mickelson.
Yes, the old dude. He's playing really good golf right now over on Live, and I'm not expecting him to win.
Mirage.
I don't know. You can't fake some of the shots I've seen from him. You can't fake that. I mean,
so.
And Live Virginia wasn't some Looney Tunes fuck around course. That was a good course they played last week. So
I mean, it was a Live event, so I think it was pretty Looney Tune, Andy.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't like looking at the results because it's like, was anybody trying? I like to actually watch how they're playing. You know, if you can, which it's a grind. To try to watch as long as we are cheering for the course, Andy. Did you know that this is the record 10th U.S. Open that is being contested at Oakmont? Yeah.
Did you know that there are 2 active players who have won U.S. Opens here? Do you know their names?
Oh, DJ,
he won in 2016. He was 4 under. Next best score was 1 under. That included a little group of Jim Furyk, Shane Lowry, and Scott Piercy.
Angel Cabrera.
That's right. Angel Cabrera. How do you remember that?
I just seen so many clips of.
2007. He won the U.S. Open here.
Go look what his score was.
5 over. That was why I wanted to bring a little nugget up. Holy crap! Did the course win that year?
It played tough. That's what I'm saying. God. Like the distribution of winners is probably it doesn't matter what happens or what the weather does or how it plays. The distribution of the winning score is like -3 to +3. Like it is very. It's a small chunk there. There just isn't a way for someone to run away and get to 7 under here. even if we're playing easier. And there's just so many tough holes. The 18th hole is impossible. Like there's so many spots where you just fuck. Like I'm not grinding for par. I'm grinding for bogey at this point. Like getting out of here with a 5 on this is beautiful. So
yeah.
Angel Cabrera got out of prison. He is ripping through the senior tour. He has like 3 wins already.
When we were in the peak of Tiger Woods' powers, some would argue it was 2000, 2001. I would argue it was 05 to 08 was kind of his.
The
that
Tiger
was his,
Slam. It's hard to argue against.
It is, but it's that the rest of the field then was pretty fucking sad. It was pretty sad, and at least there were some better golfers in the mix once you get to the middle of the 2000s.
Yeah.
And so you're at the peak of Tiger Woods' powers. They bring the U.S. Open to Oakmont in 2007. Tiger got second, 6 over. If that iteration of Tiger Woods is playing this course at 6 over, I'm excited to see what happens this week. I am.
That's excited. What I'm saying. Like, I hope the weather makes it worse. Like, I do want to see that. I don't want to see this every year, and obviously I don't want to see this every week. But I would love a repeat of the Cabrera win, where it's just like, some not like some random, but somebody who's not like Bryson, Scotty, Rory, like somebody who's not in that elite name, somebody who hasn't won. It's been a long stretch. We talked about this. It's been since Brian Harmon that we had like a non-elite player win a major. So it'd be cool to get one of those. It's been a while. Somebody's asking about Rory continues his poor play. Yeah, I mean he just doesn't look focused. I said that to Noonan. Maybe you. I don't know who I said that to. You or Noonan. But I said there's just no chance. I just could not bet Rory pre-flop, because if he goes out there and he looks disinterested and squirrely and unfocused, like it's just dead money. Said he's like 14 to 1. I told him I would rather bet Rory at 8 to 1 after a focused round 1 where he's somewhere in the mix than spending my money pre-flop, because at least then you have more information. All right, he's here. He's back to being focused on golf, because it doesn't look like he was focused on golf at the PGA, at the Open.
Yeah, I'm with Brad here. He hasn't found the right driving setup since his old driver got removed. Since he was caught cheating. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so technically he. Congratulations to Bryson on his Masters win.
I'm stripping it.
He was tied second. There was a couple players.
I thought it was Rose. Rose.
Oh yeah.
In the playoff. Yeah. Justin Rose finally wins the Masters. Yeah.
Yeah. I forget about the playoff. Oh man. Yeah. I'm 41 years old. My brain loses information so quick. I just want to give one to Bryson. The driver thing is weird. It matters.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are so.
Phil Mickelson states evidence in the insider trading case against. Legendary sports.
Did you read the Billy Walters book?
Billy Walters, yeah. For that
did Phil you read Mickelson? That book? He was not kind to Phil.
States evidence.
Phil, it was more hurt than anything. Like he really didn't think Phil would do that to him. So the Billy Walters book too is there's almost zero substance to it. It's like those Spanky podcasts where he brings an old bookmaker on, and you're gonna take like 1 or 2 nuggets away from like 2 hours podcast, but all the stories are so good. That's the Billy Walters book. Like all the stories are bangers.
Yeah, well,
it's worth a read, guys.
We'll see. All right, I'll wrap here. Excited to find out what Andy will be cooking in celebration of the U.S. Open, as he is wisely committed to doing a cooking segment for every golf major this year.
Somebody mentioned
you can do it from your kitchen. You can do it from. Yeah, why didn't you do it in the park today? We just grilled some hot dogs. Hot dogs, classic Pittsburgh fare.
I'm boiling pierogies, rolling the dough.
Oh yeah. Seriously,
it's either going to be
dogs.
So we might need a vote on this.
Just get some Heinz ketchup on that hot dog, man. Boom, you're good.
Cheese and potato pierogies, or fresh baked pretzels, the big ones.
Ooh,
I might have to. We'll do a vote.
Cheese and pierogies is pretty basic bitch territory. You're just getting the frozen ones out of the
No.
freezer, and then
I'd be making the dough from
you're cooking
scratch.
them in some You're gonna make the dough from scratch for pierogi dough. You're gonna make the filling from scratch.
Drew, it is unleavened.
Dude,
you don't
this
even have to let
is
it
meant to
rise.
be a light, short show. You're gonna go for 35 minutes just cooking pierogies.
No. So you show how to make the dough, but then you pull the dough out of the fridge because I've made a batch already, and it's unleavened. Like it doesn't need to rise or anything. It's basically you're barely making a pizza crust this way. No, a pierogi dough has got to be super easy.
I'm not challenging you to make pierogi dough and pierogies.
The filling is
scratch. This is crazy.
The filling is making mashed potatoes. Like you boil potatoes and then mix it with cheese. Like that is a pierogi filling.
No onions at all. My God, what a barbarian!
I've always seen onions in the pan when you fry the pierogi after they're boiled.
That's the way to
serve
it.
You serve it with onions.
Yeah.
So like you have a big skillet full of onions that are half caramelized, and then you put the pierogies in there.
That sounds good. Sounds good.
I'll save pretzels for the hamburger open. I have made pretzels from scratch and with like beer cheese, and they kind of banged. They were good.
Yeah, Oktoberfest edition of Deep Dive Daily. Andy makes pretzels.
Oh, there we go. I will see you guys.